What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. Coming to you guys, we're missing Sage this week, and he's the only one who got a damn win. The four of us, back-to-back weeks, where all four of us freaking lose. It is getting hard out here in these streets. However, we're back. We're not going anywhere. You're going to see us happy. You're going to see us sad. So you sickos that want to watch us be depressed, welcome. If you feel bad for us, we appreciate you. But damn, tough week for all of our teams once again. But Addison, huge week in picks. I don't know if you were following your picks, man. 12-3.
Come on.
Big week for Addison, who needed it. He was falling back a little bit.
I needed it.
We were catching up. And then me and Sage both went 9-6 this weekend. Colin 8-7. Bobby 6-9. Nice.
That's how we do it.
Yep, that's how we do it.
Yeah, get it close. I wanted a little bit of tension, but
yeah.
Gotta pull back my lead, get it back up top.
That's right. You're like Dash in The Incredibles at the end when he's running the race, and they're like, close second.
Yeah.
Addison is Dash.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like him, honestly.
I mean, you tell me.
Mortal Locks, I actually didn't write down who won them. At the end of the day, you guys and Sage are all 5-4 or 4-5. Bobby, you're 4-5. Addison, Colin, and Sage are all 5-4. Yeah, I'm 1-8. That's just as impressive as being 8-1, America. Don't judge me. It's just as impressive, okay? So, whatever. No biggie.
I do think I started off 0-3 in Mortals, though. So, hey, don't call it a comeback, but
it is almost more impressive to be 1-8 than it is to be 8-1. I'm going to say it.
I'm picking the ones I'm most confident in, and they're all losing.
That's really tough.
You got to fade yourself at this point. Whatever your gut's telling you, just go the opposite way.
Yeah,
Okay.
for real. For real.
No, I'm going to start charging people to Mortal Lock against them. Like, oh, you want to win this week? You better pay me not to Mortal Lock you, because otherwise you're losing.
You got the wrong crowd here for that.
True. But Locks, Colin, another 3-0 week. I'm pretty sure that's back-to-back 3-0 weeks maybe, or 2-1 last week and then 3-0 this week.
Last week.
Rams money line was a little sweaty. They got it done for you. Bills -1.5, a little sweaty, but otherwise sweat-free. Very solid. Addison, outrageous take last week. Caleb Williams, first 400-yard game. Talk to us about that football game. What happened? Also, what happened with DJ Moore? Are you seeing this with him walking off?
We'll start there with the DJ Moore play. I think it was just him anticipating Caleb Williams throwing the ball away. Plus, he says he looked like he twisted his ankle a little bit. Not so much that he couldn't play anymore. He was in the next series, which is very frustrating from a fan's point. But I mean, that's an extremely bad look. Your best player on offense besides Caleb Williams is going onto the bench before Caleb Williams even throws the ball. I mean, Caleb Williams still has the ball in his hand behind the line of scrimmage, looking downfield, and DJ Moore is laying on the bench. I think that is an indication of Matt Eberflus is cooked. I mean, he's completely lost the locker room. I think the Hail Mary run, where they had the 52-yard run with their third-string running back right before half, absolute back-breaking touchdown. Adam Hogue said it on Hogan Johns. That might be worse than the Hail Mary. And I think it really is, because that just is unacceptable. I mean, you don't see that practically ever. Hail Marys maybe a little bit, but the run, that's just bad by the defense. I didn't really see a lot of effort from the Bears players. I mean, it's all signs pointing to Matt Eberflus has lost the locker room completely. And will the Bears make the transition of firing him, or maybe they switch up offensive play caller? We'll see, but they've never fired a head coach midseason. There's some bullshit respect thing. It's absolute shit. The Saints haven't fired a head coach since the 1980s with this ownership group. Well, guess what? They fired Dennis Allen. Once it's enough, it's enough. So we'll have to see what the Bears do. But the game was frustrating. Arizona's defensive line was able to rush 3 at times and create pressure. I mean, their defense is not that good, and they shut down the Bears offense. Caleb Williams wants to hit a home run every single play, and he's got to learn that taking positive yards is a benefit for the offense, even if it is 4 yards here, 4 yards there. You have to accept that. It's easy to say, though. I mean, I know the kid wants to make a name for himself, but he's got to make the adjustment, or it's just going to end up being bad. Yeah. But overall, I mean, I still believe in him, but Eberflus is done. I mean, they're 4-4, though, which is the crazy thing. They'd be competing in a couple other divisions around the league. Instead, they're in dead last and might be out of the playoff race, especially with the rest of the schedule. So we'll have to see. I mean, the season's turned into high hopes to, will Caleb progress? And that is just disaster. So,
yeah, it's like you said. I mean, there was Chase Daniel breaks it down on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, a ton. And he said, it's never as bad as you think, but it's also never as good as you think. And he said, however, in this instance, watching the Bears tape, the offensive line is as bad as you think it is. It is indeed that bad. And Darnell Wright got hurt, so you're playing with at least 2 backup tackles, multiple backup interiors where you were already at a position that was hurting. It's just kind of unraveling. And yeah, the days of Matt Eberflus walking in his cool haircut and his nice white jeans, it's like, all right, everyone's forgotten about that, buddy. It's time to nut up or shut up, man. We got to go.
Yeah, big Patriots game. I mean, you like to think that's a easier opponent, but who knows?
be a
They
lock.
can run the ball. They can run the ball. No, they can run the ball well. So we'll see. I mean, if the team has quit, it'll become evident. But I mean, they're 4-4. They've got hope. Who knows?
Right
Who
there.
knows? But
Right
at the end of the day, I'm sort of hopes. I mean, just everything's down right now.
Yeah,
as a
right.
Bears.
It's tough. Well, you've been smacked in the sack back-to-back weeks. I mean, the Hail Mary just took all the wind out of your sails.
Yep.
The team looked uninspired going up against Arizona, and then the defense is holding their own, and then, like you said, that touchdown run to end the first half. It's like, oh my God, that is
Just
the end of the
cannot
game.
happen.
That's the
Cannot
end of the
happen.
game.
Yeah.
Agreed. Since Sage is not here to discuss his sleepers, he had a solid week for sleepers, honestly. I will say he had some bad ones. Out of his 6 players, 4 of them I would say bad. Bo Nix was bad. Roshan Johnson didn't do anything. Troy Franklin dropped a touchdown. And Michael Wilson was nothing, but he had Ray Davis on there. Ray Davis was good for 20-plus points in PPR thanks to a 60-yard touchdown catch. And Taysom Hill, if you can get Taysom Hill and throw him at tight end, man, he was good for 16 points. So a couple of good sleepers in there, honestly. No, I could not. Making turkey noises. Tell her to get closer to the mic next time so we can hear the turkey noises.
Sorry.
That's okay. So let's go ahead, jump into week 10 of the NFL Power Rankings. Power Rankings brought to you by Gold, Fine, and Bulls. Injured at work, feeling powerless in your current situation? Give the attorneys at Gold, Fine, and Bulls a phone call. Workers' compensation, personal injury attorneys serving the greater central Illinois area. These guys are the very best in the business, and they will get you every single dime that you deserve. Gold, Fine, and Bulls, it's their experience that wins. Give them a call, 309-673-5144. Today's power rankings, I'm going to be short and sweet. If you watched last week's episode and saw my power rankings, you have seen this week's power rankings because mine are unchanged, folks. It goes from the top down: Kansas City, Detroit, Buffalo, Washington, Philly, and Baltimore. I have no reason to make any changes here. Kansas City, some fun numbers for you guys. 14 straight wins for Kansas City, by the way, dating back to Christmas of last year. 14 straight wins, 29 straight games without allowing 28 points or more. They're just playing top of the league defense, and they have Patrick Mahomes, who every now and then just decides, oh yeah, let's get 50 yards. Let's dominate. DeAndre Hopkins looks good. They're going to three-peat. We should just all accept this. It is okay. It's going to happen. They're going to three-peat. Detroit feels inevitable every time they step on the football field right now. Their offense can beat you in multiple different ways. Their defense is still good. They just got Zadarius Smith today at the deadline, who is an okay addition. It's not like a home run addition. They didn't replace Hutchinson, but still, it's solid. It's a good piece. Buffalo, lucky to win. Lucky to beat Miami, honestly. Tua carved them up. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 incompletions the whole game. Looked really good. Buffalo's lucky to win, but at the same time, just finding ways to win. Just getting it done. They're 7-2. Hard to knock that. Washington, divisional game on the road against the Giants, kind of tricky. But again, Jaden Daniels has this team at 7-2, I believe they are, because I don't think they've had their bye yet. And we're expecting them to win games now, right? The Commanders going to a game, and I'm like, they're probably going to win this game. That's where they're at, and that's crazy for a rookie quarterback and turning that whole situation around. Philly, really pissed that they let Jacksonville backdoor cover. That was a real dick move. Just quit trying in the second half. Tried to lose that game, but at the end of the day, they won. Hurts is playing smart, safe football, which you like to see. They're leaning on Saquon, who proved once again that he's actually an alien in human skin. How do you hurdle someone backwards? That's unbelievable to do that. That is crazy. I've watched it so many times, and every time I'm impressed again. Awesome. And then Baltimore, I appreciate you guys for giving me Baltimore by myself. I told you guys they were going to play pissed off football, and that makes them play better, makes them call better plays, makes them tackle better. Stupid. But since Sage isn't here, I will glaze Lamar for him. 2,400 yards through the air, 500 on the ground, nearly 3,000 yards already, all told, 22 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. How do you stop their offense? I don't know. No one really has yet. So we'll find out in the playoffs when they choke inevitably. But until then, I don't know how you stop them. So that's what I got. Kansas City, Detroit, Buffalo, Washington, Philly, Baltimore. Addison, what do you got for us?
Right on. I'll keep it similar as well. It's very close to my power rankings from the previous week. Number one, Kansas City, DeAndre Hopkins. I said it last week. Mahomes was going to look at the tape and see DeAndre Hopkins was open, and he's now going to throw him the football. And that's what they did. And that will continue to grow. If Travis Kelce can continue what he's doing as well, I mean, he is getting receptions and big time yards. He might not be scoring touchdowns, but he's helping the offense move the football. Number two, give me the Detroit Lions. The Chiefs probably will three-peat, Nate, but this is the one team that's got a shot to make that not happen. Love that for Detroit. Jared Goff's absolutely playing insane. Zadarius Smith, I think it is a good addition just because they lost touch and defense didn't lose a step. And now you add another pass rusher in. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to be the biggest impact, but it definitely helps. Number three, I have the Buffalo Bills as well. End of the day, it's a division game against an opponent that you own, but they did squeak it out, but still division opponent with their quarterback coming back. It's a tough game. Got the job done. Number four, got the Baltimore Ravens here. Nate, you gave Lamar's stats. Well, let me glaze Derrick Henry a little bit. He's got 1,052 yards and 11 touchdowns so far this season, plus everything Lamar is doing, what you're saying. I mean, their defense isn't amazing, and their offense is just carrying everything. If their defense can get going, this team could compete with the Chiefs potentially in the playoffs just because this offense is so dynamic. Lamar and Derrick in the backfield, excuse me. And just good luck. If they do a read option, how do you actually stop it? And I don't know. There's not an answer for that. Number five, I've got the Washington Commanders. Like you've said, Nate, it's just come to the point now where they're going to win football games, and Jaden Daniels is playing great football. Like you said, for a rookie, he should be an MVP conversation. Obviously, it's Lamar, but Jaden Daniels should at least get a little bit of a talk there. So I've got the Commanders at 5. At number 6, I got the Philly Eagles. They should not have let that get close, like you said, against the Jags. Just got to hold on and finish strong because the game should not have been that close. The Jags should not have been throwing into the end zone at the end of the game to potentially win. That game was a blowout, and it turned into something it should not have. But I like to see what Philly's offense is doing. I just want to see a full game of domination from them, potentially get in my top 5. But that is my 1 through 6.
Good. I like it. I agree. Yeah. Same teams. Yeah. Colin, what you got for us?
We might see that strong game start to finish this week from Philly. Same number 1 as last week. I got Detroit number 1 here. All they did was just cement that even more for me. Kind of thought it was borderline hot take last week. Guess what? After the first drive of the third quarter in Lambeau, they're up 24-3. Just absolute dominant week in and week out. Number 2, Kansas City. All they do is win. D-Hop, welcome to the offense. 2 tuds. Business as usual. You know, Kelce, what do you have? 14 grabs as well. Yeah. Monday Night Football record, I think I saw. Insane. Number 3, I have Buffalo as well. Beat Miami close at home, but hey, a division win at home against a tough team. How you gonna hate on that? Baltimore at 4. They move back into my power rankings. Absolutely just beat the hell out of Denver this week. Bounce back spot for Baltimore. Number 5, Washington. Welcome back to my power rankings. Still not convinced, but they just keep winning. 7-2 is probably the amount of wins I would have had them at all season coming into the year. Maybe even more than what I would have projected them at. So Washington number 5. And then the honorable mention, I wanted to go back and forth between a few options here because I still don't trust Philadelphia, what we've seen in the second half of a few of these games recently. But I will put them in my honorable mention as well. Give me that dominant win this week in Dallas, which I'm expecting to happen, and you'll be up in the top 5 more than likely.
Okay. Not to jump Bob here, but if Pittsburgh played and had an opportunity to maybe showcase another week of Russ, it could be different. But with them on a bye, it's tough, you know.
Yeah,
it's just tough.
Right. You just kind of forget.
I initially put Pittsburgh as my honorable mention, but then I was like, if I had to pick between Pittsburgh and Philly, I'm probably going to lean Philly at this point in the season. So that's why I went with them over Pittsburgh.
Okay. I like it. Bobby, first iteration of Bobby's power rankings, folks. I'm excited to hear about it. Let's hear them.
Yeah, so number 1, undefeated team. Hard not to put them at 1. I know I do have the Lions at 2. I think for me, it is one of those things that is just like a toss-up. I think the Lions are playing great football right now, but at the end of the day, Mahomes, and especially when it gets to the postseason, and even currently this year, they haven't lost a game, so hard for me to not put them on, especially with the addition of D-Hop. Do love the Lions getting some pass rush help. You can never have too much of it. You know, even if he doesn't produce a lot, like I said, offensively, Ben Johnson is just a wizard magician. Jared Goff could not even be playing next week, and they'd still probably win by 21. I got the Bills at 3, which is something I didn't think I would say considering coming into the season how bad the Bills defense was thought to be. But Josh Allen proves also doesn't need a lot of weapons. He's a superstar in his own right. 4, I got the Ravens. I think offensive potency for them. They have the best QB running back doing the league. That +1, like rushing scheme, having Lamar on RPOs. Makes Derrick Henry just, I mean, he's doing insane numbers this year. So, and Zay Flowers, shout out to him when he gets involved. He's pretty special with the ball in his hands. 5, 5, I got Washington. I love the pickup of Marshawn Lattimore today as well for them. Win now move. So, I definitely think that helps them defensively. But Dan Quinn's got that defense is playing well enough to, keep them in games, and then Daniels is going crazy as well. So, like I said, I really like the move, picking up Lattimore too to kind of cement that. So I have them at 5. And then honorable mention, I got Philly. Just obviously we'll see with AJ Brown, but so many offensive weapons. Saquon hitting a reverse hurdle, like that's just absurd. So Jalen Hurts is starting to look like he's locating balls better to, Smith and so on and so forth. So I got Philly in my honorable mention spot as well. I think too, their offensive line is just extremely potent, still one of the best offensive lines, especially the tackle spots in football. So
yeah, okay, I like it. Very common theme. I'm trying to think. I don't see one. We all have the same 6 teams, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like just looking at it,
me
pretty
and
sure we
Clark
got
had the exact same one, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
they do.
Kansas City, Detroit, Buffalo, Baltimore. You did.
I was
You
gonna
guys-
put Houston in, but dude, their offensive line is Swiss cheese. So
Oh, they had Kendrick Green, shout out Peoria, playing left guard, going up against Quinnen Williams. Welcome to the NFL, buddy. Good luck. Go get him. Go get
That's
him.
tough.
Yeah,
That's
they
tough.
got bodied. And also, like, that offense just doesn't roll when Tank Dell's the only guy. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
They need Nico Collins
Nico
back.
should be coming back shortly, so that'll definitely help. But just trying to weather the storm. But yeah, that offensive line, Swiss cheese, and Stroud's looking like a little bit more of a human with how bad that O-line's been playing. So
Definitely.
Houston Texans of 2024 are the Jacksonville Jaguars of 2023. Said it.